Lesson 8.3, Law of Cosines. These are for triangles that have side angle side or side side side. I don't really pay attention to these a whole lot. I'll tell you what I look for so that I know I can use these formulas. So Law of Cosines is kind of lengthy. It starts with a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2 times b times c times cosine of a. You'll get the hang of it pretty quick, and we actually have done this before last year in geometry. So the little letters, A, B, and C, those are all sides, okay? And then your big A, that's an angle, cosine of your angle. And what I want you to notice is you only see a little a and a big A. That's the only set of letters that you see with the lowercase and the capital. So what that means is any triangle I have, say this is side A, across from it is going to be angle A. So you have to have one set of an opposite side and angle relationship to be able to use this. Okay, so it says in triangle HIJ, they give you the length of side I, side J, and they give you angle H. Find the length of side H to the nearest tenth of an inch. Let's just draw a triangle. Doesn't matter how you do it. And I'm going to call this H, I, J. I know delta math will go this way, but I always go this way. It doesn't matter. Side I, so it'll be across from big I, is 6.6. Side J, which will be across from your angle J, is 6.4. And angle H is 62 degrees. So this would be one of those triangles. If it asks us to find area, we could do that too. But it says find the length of little h. So we're going to find this side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this is the relationship I have of an opposite angle to side. So this is going to be like my little a and my big A in my formula. So I'm going to have to start with this h squared. So you can either make it h or you can make it a. I'll probably do h since I've already got it, but that's in place of your a. So that side will be found by taking b squared plus c squared. It doesn't matter which one's which, but you're going to have these other sides squared minus 2 times those same sides again times 6.4 times 6.6 times cosine of your angle that was across from the side you're trying to find. So that's of 62 degrees. Okay, and so you could actually put this all on the calculator in one step, or what you're doing is taking the 6.4 squared is 40.96. 6.6 squared is 43.56. Then you're multiplying these three numbers together, so that's like -2 times 6.4 times 6.6, and that gets minus 84.48 cosine of 62. I'm not writing small enough. Okay, and then you're adding these two together. 40.69 plus 43.56. And then you're going to get a value for this. So I would definitely put it on your calculator at this point if you haven't already. You only have to put a times in there, cosine of 62. Okay, so that is h squared. So then we're going to have to square root. And we know when we solve a square root we get two answers, but in this case we only want the positive answer, and to the nearest tenth, so it would be 6.7 inches. But again, if you wanted to put it all on your calculator at once, you could do that as well. And so I put all that on there, and then I would just have to square root, which I see I already made a mistake, didn't I? I wrote the digits wrong here, but I still did get the right answer, 6.7. Okay, this also works in a side, 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 but you're going to have to solve this a little differently. So we've got triangle WXY. Little w, so it's across from angle W is 170, little x is 590, and side y is 630. Find the measure of angle y. I'm just going to do x degrees here. So I'm missing the angle, but this is my angle side relationship right here. So in my formula, my side A is going to have to be that side that's across from the angle I'm trying to find. So it'll go, so I'll put 630, all right, down here. So that side squared equals my other two sides squared added together. Order doesn't matter. Minus 2 times those sides again, times cosine of x. Okay, so this one you're solving. You should figure out what these two numbers add to make. Ooh, really big. 377,000. I'm going to multiply these three numbers together. Negative 2 times 170 times 590. Negative 200,600. 200,600. That seems weird to say. Cosine of x. And then equals 630 squared. Okay, and then from there I'm solving an equation that's something like this. Okay, so if I'm solving this, I want to subtract this constant first so that I'm left with something times x, and then I'm going to divide by that number in front of x. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm going to subtract this number. And I get 19,900. I'm going to divide by this number, so keep that answer in there. Divided by. Okay, it's going to get that weird decimal. And remember, I'm trying to solve for an angle, so I'm going to have to inverse cosine both sides to make that go away. And it said to the nearest tenth, so that would be 95.7 degrees. Okay, and of course, the more you do this, you'll find shortcuts. You'll find where you could have just had 630 squared. Don't even actually figure out what that is, but minus these two things. Get an answer. Then you're going to divide by negative 2 times 170 times 590. Get a number, and then second cosine. So you'll get to where hopefully you can speed up a little bit and find it faster.